Hello, everyone, and welcome to Horse Center. We have Swiss Army Sean, our wonderful co-host and social media guru. And tonight we have a very special guest who requires no introduction whatsoever. Easily the most famous and recognizable woman in racing, Chantel Sutherland. Welcome to the show.
Hi, thank you.
And Chantel, we could go on all night long about all the roles that you have had, but for brevity's sake, we're just going to cut it very short here. Obviously, a multiple graded stakes winning jockey, a successful model, an actress, reality TV personality, one of people's most beautiful people, which I completely agree with. So kudos to you for creating an entire brand and business out of nothing whatsoever but yourself and your own talents. So that's amazing. But my personal favorite thing about you is, girl, you can ride. I love watching you ride. You look amazing on a horse. You get tons of run out of horses. You are a true master of your craft. You're not just a pretty face out there turning left. Like you've got it. You're awesome. So thank you so much for
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Nice words, kind words.
Oh, no problem. And we always appreciate you coming here on Horse Center. You've already been here a couple times, but every time you hop on our show, our views and our likes and our traffic goes up. So thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule for humble little us. We really love that.
For sure. I love you guys. Thank you.
And tonight, we really want to focus more on your upcoming Breeders' Cup weekend and everything you've got going on there. But if you don't mind, I'd just like to ask you a few quick questions ahead of time, if that's okay.
Yeah, for sure.
So as I said, you are the most famous and recognizable woman in racing. Everyone in the business knows exactly who you are, and tons of people who know nothing about horse racing know about Chantel. So does that put any extra pressure on you, both on and off the track, or does that just not really affect you?
No, I mean, I guess when you're in it, you don't think that people really know you as much as you say. But I guess when you go to certain events, especially the Breeders' Cup and stuff like that, you'll get random people recognizing you. So it's kind of fun. But, out in your everyday world, not so much. But, yeah, I mean, it's kind of cool to be recognized. I don't think I get as much attention as it seems like. In our industry, yeah, but not outside.
Yeah. Okay. And something about you that anyone who follows you in your career can see right away is you're very genuine. There are a lot of people, especially in this industry, who try to walk a fine line, say exactly what they think they're supposed to say instead of what they're thinking or what's actually going on. And you just kind of put it all out there. Do you think that that has been a benefit or a handicap in your career?
I think sometimes it's a handicap, but sometimes, as far as like maybe speaking too much or being maybe super open about stuff, but I feel like at this stage of my career, it's okay for me to really be honest and open. I feel I can back it up with my success and also who I am. I have, called out a few people before, and I've been told like on Twitter to be careful. Even like, some fans ask, why I did something in a race, and I want to engage with the fans. I want to be able to be transparent. But sometimes there can be a lot of backlash. So that, you have to be careful for your mental state, but also how much do you want to interact with them? And if I do that, do I want to be consistent? So I guess I'm going to always tell you the truth, but I guess sometimes I'm a little guarded still with maybe fans and sometimes trainers, what I should and shouldn't say.
Yeah, I still find you to be so much more open than most people in the business, though. I really always enjoy your feedback and your interviews and your comments because you can tell they're coming from a real place and not just, okay, what am I supposed to say here? So yeah, we appreciate that. And I actually read a recent quote from you that kind of like brought tears to my eyes. We love a great comeback story here on the show. We're talking with someone last night who had a great comeback. And the quote was, "I'm living my dream again," from you, because as everyone knows, when your career first started, you just absolutely skyrocketed to the top. You got tons of attention, tons of great mounts. Everything was all roses. And you've had various little detours between, retirements, between just hitting a dry spell. And now you're just back on your game, as we said, headed to the Breeders' Cup, winning all of these big races, riding for great trainers. I mean, what does the success mean to you now versus before you hit all of these little detours?
It's a great question. And I think so much when it first happens to you, you, you kind of like take it in like it's like you're supposed to have that or you're entitled to it, and then you realize when you go through quiet spells or droughts, like this has really been a blessing and this has really been a gift that I've been given, and there's a million other jockeys that are really good too, and they're having their successes and ups and downs, but then to be able to come back and then come back again after taking time off and thinking I was going to be a mom and getting married, and that didn't really work out for me, and then to come back, and I feel like there's a point in my life I decided, do I want to ride or die? Like I living and not riding was just not exciting, and I felt depressed and sad, and I just wanted to ride and give everything I have this time. And I started to take off again, and I feel like I'm just appreciating every moment, everything that's happening to me, and I want to work as hard as I can because, I don't know how many more Breeders' Cups there's going to be in my career, and it's time. Like, I know Mike Smith is 58, but I don't think I'm going to go that long. I just want to enjoy this Breeders' Cup and make sure that, like, I've been training so hard, and I'm kind of in my pajamas going to bed tonight. It's early for most people, but it's really like all my focus is this is the Breeders' Cup that I want. I think Willie Boy really truly has a chance. I know that Jackie's Warrior is an awesome horse. I think it's possible, like any human or horse, it can be pushed a little, too much, or just been, he could be a little bit tired because he's run a little more work pressure than him. So I feel like if we have a chance at this time. So I'm just so happy and grateful for this chance. So it is different this time. It's totally different.
Sure. Oh, yeah. We are so excited about watching you on Willie Boy. And we've got a comment here from Terry Hay. I love when Chantal is on the horse. I'm betting on, as she knows just how to win races. Absolutely. Same here. I could watch you ride all day. You're awesome.
I feel like the Tapeta is a fun kind of track for me to ride on. I feel here at Gulfstream, I really put a lot of effort into tactically riding my races. I love, like, I'm not a huge fan of football, but there's plays in every game, and I feel I've been told by some trainers, oh, you think too much, you're overthinking it. I think that's bullshit. I think if you really plan A, plan B, plan C, it's like any play in any sport. Like, there are plays. Like, some guys are going to go in the race, some guys aren't going to go. What's your plan? The pace is going to set up this way. I want to be ready for it. I want to know where the favorite is. So if I have a chance to, box them in, I'm going to go for it. I have to give every chance for my horse to win. So I would be more of a tactical, definitely now older, smarter type rider.
Oh, yeah. I would rather be over-prepared than under-prepared, right?
And I also think more jockeys win races that way than people actually realize.
Yes.
Yeah. I don't think people give that aspect of the game or that aspect of what you guys do enough credit.
When I was a trainer, I would always go for the smart rider. I'm like, I want someone who's thinking, who can respond on their feet. I don't care about anything else. If they're smart, we can make it work.
For sure. And I think too, like, you want to, with some of the riders in the younger riders, like, if you break bad from the gate, if you rush them up, you're ruined your race. The only chance you have is to sit back now and make one run. But these are, like, kind of amateur moves. But things like this, you have a lot of young riders in a lot of the races, and I feel like my body's still responding to me, and I have the experience now, so it's really kind of fun. And even watching, I saw Mike at Parks the other day, and we were talking, and just watching him ride, his body's still responding to him. And even Johnny V, like, it's kind of fun to watch and just their experience. And these younger riders, they are really strong, and some of them are really good, but they just, you know, they're going out at night, they're like enjoying themselves, you know, they got a car, they got money for the first time, and we're sitting there like, been there, done that, like now it's about and this is like what's really important. And you know, they're getting the attention of women, and you just sit back, watch, and I'm just like, perfect, it's great.
You try to add to their distractions sometimes, like, hey, go out, stay longer out. I'll get the advantage later.
Well, when the silly thing is, some of them post it on Instagram, and they miss work, and you're like, well, you know, like, probably shouldn't post that, but I'm not going to tell you. Like, okay, you live and you learn.
Yes, and we've got another comment here from Ron DeFonso. Thank you for these candid interviews, Chantel. Thanks also for signing a photo for me at Parks last month. Best of luck at the Breeders' Cup.
Thank you.
So, talking about the Breeders' Cup as well, you are going to Keeneland this Saturday to race Super Chow and then also work out Willie Boy. Is that correct?
Correct. So I'm going to fly in Friday night after the races here, and then I'm going to get on Willie Boy for his last work before the Breeders' Cup at Keeneland, and then I'll ride at Keeneland Saturday, and then I'll leave Sunday morning early to get back here to race.
Let's talk about Super Chow a little bit. You've been on him one time, and that was in Maiden, correct?
Right, and
he won.
Fast, yeah. That race, he was super green, but he's a really, really quick horse. He's grown up exponentially, and he's doing really, really well. He has really matured, and the trainer told me that he's like, he thinks for sure this is going to be a really great race for him, and he thinks he's going to win. Like, he said he's the best of all the horses he's had right now. This one's training the best.
Wow.
Awesome. And then looking at Willie Boy, one concern I have just looking at the stats, and you can comment whether this is outside of Florida, he's not competing as well as at Gulfstream and Tampa. Is that correct?
I think, okay, so before George had him, he had a different trainer. So I don't know how much you can concur with the different trainers, but he did run really well at Tampa. And then he's run really well here. And then did we take him? We went to Saratoga.
Yes.
I felt like, I don't know. I don't know if it's my fault or I don't know. I feel like his last work, or the second last work, I didn't like push it enough or make him gallop out enough, or, you know, or there's something else that happened there. But I feel like that wasn't his best race because I've never been to the bottom of him, like feeling like when I'm at the end, he's always got a great acceleration, and I never feel the bottom. Like, you know, when you push the gas to the pedal, like to the bottom, I've never felt that, but I felt that in Saratoga. It could be our competition was just so much better, but I feel it was a different feeling for me. That wasn't his best race. So yeah, you're right. It wasn't a great race. He ran well, but not like he didn't dominate like he did here.
What's his preferred style? Is it speed?
No, I think he's more like, if the speed really goes super fast, he can like kind of sit, and he's got a wicked kick, like pudding, that type of like a really, really cool finishing kick, where Lightning Larry would be more, he likes to be on the engine, on the pace.
Right.
He likes to wear him down. And Jackie's Warrior is more, I think, that type of horse that he's going to
wants to
go. If I could get someone in there
to go with, yep.
Soften him up, I mean, he's dead. But if they're alone, I don't know if I can catch him.
Right. And then you also have Doc Amster on the pre-card.
Yeah, and he's super fast. And he is he's probably one of the prettiest horses I've ever seen. He's black, and he's got like a really almost like an Indian eye, like an almond shaped eye that's kind of wild, and he's got like a white blaze, and he's just very majestic, and he's got that big forelock, so he's like kind of like an Elvis. He's got his own like whole thing going on, really fast, and he thinks he's so very a proud horse, and I'd say if he was like a human, he'd like a big ego. He's very very macho. He's fast. I'm excited to ride. He's so fun, and he's just so beautiful. And he never, like, Willie Boy cuddles me, and he's sweet, and like acknowledges me. And then Dog Hamster's just like, yeah, whatever. I'm like, just good for you. Like, I'll take a mint, but you need to go away. Like, oh, I have to be in my own space. Like, they're so fun to be around.
That's awesome. I always love hearing about the different personalities of horses.
Yeah.
And how one's one way.
Lucio and Super Chow is, I haven't been around him that much, but he's very an intense, like super intense kind of guy. Like, I gotta go to work. Get out of my way. Like, I gotta get to the track. I gotta be in my race. Like, he's kind of like a bulldozer. Just walk right past you.
That's what people don't realize, and you can talk more on this, but people don't realize that are anti-horse racing, that some of these horses are like humans, where some humans just like to work. They're not just working for money. They legitimately like to do it. And there's some horses like that just love doing it, correct?
Can't relate.
Totally. and Super Chow right now, they're having a hard time just like containing him. Like he wants to run off in the works. He wants to take off, and even the hot walkers having trouble. Just like he's bouncing and kicking, and he's just like pushing everyone around. Like he needs this race just to release all his energy.
Will your riding style be any different because of being at Keeneland, or also Breeders' Cup Day? Usually the track's a little bit more, I would say, probably souped up for the speed. Usually on the special days is what we seem to find.
Well, what I like about Keeneland, it is a fast track, but the stretch is long. So I think it's really going to favor someone like Willie Boy. And then Doc Amster, he's quick, but that long stretch, I mean, he isn't the type of horse that he has had tendency to get caught late. So I'll have to time that well, and hopefully get a fantastic break with Doc Amster. That's going to be really important, and really important too with Willie Boy as well. But for sure, Doc Amster, and he likes to be in the front. He likes to be chased, and Willie Boy likes to chase. So I think that stretch, there's a chance I can catch other horses. It's big, it's long, stay out of trouble.
You talked about your preparations in the Breeders' Cup. When did you actually start your preparations, and what are you doing a little bit different to get ready for the Breeders' Cup compared to your normal day?
So last week I do double yogas in the morning, so 2 hours of yoga. I've been getting on horses as well. And tomorrow I start doing half an hour runs plus my 2 hours of yoga. So I'm really exhausted physically, but then I'll taper it off about Wednesday before the Breeders' Cup. I'll still do 1 hour yoga, but I'll back it off a little bit. And then Friday I'll still do yoga, not so intense. And I'm doing a lot of weights right now. So I'm probably a pound heavier than I want to be, but I'll get that back with the cardio when I get closer to the cup. So,
and when do you arrive? When do you arrive in Keeneland?
I'm going to arrive on. So I'm going to do yoga there and run, and then Friday kind of a light day, and then Saturdays just stretching, and then I'll have a bit of energy. And mentally know that it's going to be, I think, if I'm thinking it's going to be Jackie's Warrior, it's Joel Rosario, and he's a strong finisher, and I've been working a lot on my shoulders, my legs a lot, so I'm going to have a lot of air for that finish.
How hard is it, too, that the lengths between races seem to be longer? Is that harder, any different?
Yeah, I'd rather ride like 3 or 4 before the Breeders' Cup, because you kind of get your legs underneath you and you're getting your rhythm, your timing. But it's going to be great to have Doc Amster because it's a sprint and I can feel the track. But I'll be watching all the races, and I've been here before. Even the Dubai World Cup, we waited all night, all day, all night for that last race in the World Cup, and you try just to, stay calm and not get too excited because you don't want to lose that energy. And it is an adrenaline type day, so you just gotta stay quiet, chill, and then after it's done, then you can relax and have fun. Yeah, definitely keeping yourself calm, not wasting energy.
Do you have jockeys that you trust that will actually help you kind of tell you, jockeys that ride a little bit more throughout the day before you, or are you just kind of trusting yourself on what you're seeing?
I trust myself. I wouldn't trust another jockey. I might trust someone like Mike Smith a little bit, or if I overhear them having a conversation about the track or watching the races. But yeah, I wouldn't specifically ask a jockey because they could be wrong, and they could definitely not a jockey that's going to be my. There's friends, and then you have no, like, everyone.
I'm glad you brought up Mike too. What is your relationship today? I did see you guys were talking at parks and everything, so
Yeah,
everything's good there?
it was great. He was telling me about, he did the stem cell research in Costa Rica, and that was really fascinating to me because he's really gotten a lot of more mobility in his neck, and he had broken his back twice, so he had it injected in his back, and he looks great. And I mean, he's super fit and like still going strong at 58. Like, it's impressive. And he said that he feels so good and he feels it really helped him. So I was very curious about it, and I'm looking into it too as well.
Very cool.
One other thing I'll bring up about that, and this is the social media, and I'm on social media way too much now with TVG and horse racing today, and there is a real negative. But now twice, and you can say no comment or whatever, twice when I have posted, somebody has to say about negative about the Battle of X's with the horse that you ran, about whipping them too much or whatever. Can you just comment on that and kind of kill that?
So they said that I whipped the horse too much in
Battle. Yeah, the horse was done, but you were only, it was only you and Mike Smith's horse, so you kind of have to keep going, right? And that was so many years ago too.
I don't know. I remember just trying so hard to keep my horse encouraged, but that horse too is specifically. I wish we had traded horses, because that horse, in a race, he won't try, and then after the race, he ran off on me, and he passed Mike, and I couldn't pull him up. So he's kind of a horse that gives you the finger. It's just a personality, and I was just really, thank you so much. And he's just, I was just him, like, you're gonna pass him now, galloping out, and I can't pull you up. I had the pony I ride had to pull me up before I could make it go. So
that proves it, right?
He said it to me before. He's just that personality. It was not a good match, and I wish Mike was so confident. He was saying he'll never beat me. I'm like, I wish. Well, if you're so good, then you take my.
Yeah.
That proves the whole public thing again, because people think, oh, that horse was done, didn't have any run in it, but you could feel that it did have run in it. It just didn't want to run that day, and then it ran after the fact.
Does that every time in a race? He'll just sit behind in the pack, and then right at the wire, you go to pull, runs off, and you can't pull him up.
Oh, that sounds like a fun one.
So he puts his head on the ground, and he's just rude about it. Like, you cannot pull him up.
We've got some comments here from the Peanut Gallery. Willie Martinez says, well-deserved opportunity for Chantal to be in this year's Breeders' Cup. Best of luck. Hope you get to show your talent and skills on the big stage. We're cheering for you. And we also have a question from Jeffrey Doyle. Who is your mentor?
That's a great question. My mentor probably, when I first got into the game, was Angel, and then Mike Smith, Johnny, Edgar Prado, Shane Sellers, but probably Mike was my biggest helping person, and I've been always amazed at what Mike has accomplished in his career. So probably Mike Smith.
Yeah, he's had an unbelievable career, as you have yourself. I had another quick question. You brought up the Dubai World Cup. You were the first woman rider ever in the Dubai World Cup. And a lot of times on this show, we do kind of hit on, sexism that women might face in the industry. I was wondering how that experience was for you. We know Dubai is a very conservative country as far as, women working and whatnot is concerned. Did they have any type of resistance towards you being there, or was everything smooth sailing?
They didn't. They pretended not to have not like they were okay with me being there, but you could sense it. And also, when I went to the paddock, it's not like our paddock where all the horses go around and then bob backwards at the number 1 or the number 5. It was just a sea of people, and I couldn't find Bob, and I couldn't find horse, and I'm pretty small. Like we're all short.
Yeah.
And there was like a sea of like their white gowns that they wear. And there's like 10 or 15 men. They wanted a picture with me. So they had a camera guy ask me to follow them. He said, pretended that they were going to Bob. And then they just wanted a picture with me, but they wouldn't speak to me. And no one would talk to you. You're sitting with all these people, you're asking for help, and they won't talk to you because you're a woman. And then finally, somebody came and helped me find Bob, and then he gave me a leg up. But it's weird. You'll go and you'll try to talk to them. They will not talk to you. So
That's really odd.
Odd situation. And then when you see like how they behave and how they treat the women, I think someone like you or me, we just can't wrap our head around it.
Right. Yeah.
Like, you and I'd be stoned to death many long time.
Yeah. We wouldn't last a week.
Yeah, we feel strong and we feel equal and we feel like we have a voice and we're human beings, and it's just like I mean, I want to go back and ride Lightning Larry maybe and Willie Boy there. So you kind of want to not be offensive, but it's just sad. Like to see what goes on. Yeah.
Is it any better now? Any, like even a little bit?
I haven't been in a while, but I mean, they still like, when I was there, went to a hotel room with a bunch of Lebanese women, and they're fantastic. They're very strong. And for some reason they can live differently in Dubai and Saudi Arabia. And there was a couple girls from Saudi that were wearing the burqa, and one girl just said her love of life would just be to sit on a horse. And I'm like, well, just go sit on one. She goes, well, I'll be killed. I go, wow. What do you mean? Like you can't even sit on a horse? She's like, our life and our purpose is based on how many children we can have. And if I was to sit on a horse, I would be killed. So I cannot even sit on a horse just for recreation.
I mean,
very sad.
We see what's going on over in that area of the world right now. It's crazy. So I actually had another question too. You had brought up Lightning Larry, and I saw that you had never ridden him until all of a sudden, boom, you're in this huge race on him. I mean, does that make you nervous when you don't get a chance to ride a horse before a major stake like that, or are your nerves gone?
Yeah, no, same with Game On Dude. The Pacific Classic was San Diego Handicap was the first time I ever got on him. But you kind of just, do your research. But for Lightning Larry, I did get to work him before.
Oh, okay.
And then I actually, we had said that like our plan, and I talked to George Delgado about it. And the only way to beat the horse that, was Joel was on for Rasmussen was to take it to him and see if like we could, battle it out. But also I wanted to break well, but then Lightning Larry engaged himself and he went after him. So, and he was kind of like, like a pit bull just trying desperately to just hang on. He was never going to let go of that horse. He wanted to, and it was fun because he was doing it himself. And then I felt like the horse was fighting a little too much at the end. So I made a separation and he was tired and I got to keep going with Larry. So, it's a great question. It's getting to know someone for the first time. But I did get to work him. I kind of knew his personality and I could feel his speed. But that race was kind of exciting. Like I didn't really know exactly what was going to happen. We kind of planned what would happen, and it really executed better than we expected.
Yeah, it was a great race. Congrats to everyone. That was a while ago, but still very impressive. And I also wondered, I heard that you might be working on a book. Is that true?
Yeah, I keep talking about I got to start writing a book, and I have reached out to some people to write a book. And I'm waiting to hear on a possible ghostwriter. And then also trying to get on Survivor, and possibly I'm putting it out there for Dancing with the Stars. So we'll see what happens.
Oh, so exciting. We'll definitely stay tuned for all of those. Very
Did your
cool.
thing ever air for Gulfstream?
Which one?
The one you were going to, and you did some kind of shoot for it? And you said you didn't know what it was?
I did a huge interview, 2 huge interviews, one with Digital Productions and another one with Acacia, but I never saw either one. They never aired. Yeah, so I don't know.
Maybe they're keeping that in the pocket later. We've got another shout out here. Hello, folks. Hello, Miss Chantel. Hello. Thank you for interacting. We love it when our viewers interact. And we got another comment here from Eddie Joe. What's up, Sean? Comadre, love you. Hello, Eddie Joe. Thanks for tuning in. And another comment. Chantel is a really good writer. Always my respect. She teaches my bug girl, Maddie Rowland, a lot. Very cool.
I like Maddie. She's good. She's going to be a good little writer. She's good now. I hope.
Yeah. Yeah, we love her here at Tampa.
Well, and we had her on the show, and Rich and I both just left like, I mean, she's going to be a star. And she has kind of like your attitude and Jamie's that she ain't taking crap from anybody. And she said that basically. And we were just floored on how awesome she was. Talk about that a little bit and her attitude.
Yeah, she's very innocent, genuine, and she's very like strong-willed, and she's beautiful, and she has really good ability on a horse. You just hope she keeps going in this direction, and she seems to have her head on her shoulders, like she's not partying. She's pretty focused. So I would say I'm proud to met her, to know her, and she's very, very nice in the room, and like totally down to earth, not pretentious, super cool. And we rode in Meadowlands. Like she's like helpful. I like her a lot. Really cool.
We've got another question here from Terry Hay. What has been the most difficult horse that you've ridden?
There was a horse for Ron McAnally back in the day in it was in Del Mar, and it was by Candy Ride, and the horse was so crazy, so nervous, and he flipped on me, and my hand got caught up in the rein, and it ripped off my fingernail.
Ooh.
And it broke the tip of my the tip of your bone in your finger. And he got loose, and he jumped over a fence, went through, the telephone pole with the wire.
Yeah.
Went through and never got hurt. And
you can't kill bad grass.
Yeah. And then in the news, later there's an article saying, "Oh, Chantal couldn't ride because she broke her fingernail." Like,
oh my God.
Nail was gone off. There was nothing left. And I had no horse. He was gone. So it wasn't like I couldn't ride it. But yeah, that was like the craziest horse that did I've had some crazy experiences. That one was like really wild.
Yeah. Speaking of sexism in the industry, I highly doubt they would say, "Oh, Mike Smith couldn't ride. He broke a nail." Seriously.
Right?
But yeah, my parents had a horse that was a foal that actually the trailer, something happened where the horse managed to jump out of a moving trailer on the interstate. All of the cars managed to avoid the foal. They went back and picked the horse up. He's wandering around on the interstate. And they said right away, "We know this horse can't run a jump because you can't kill bad grass." And it's true. Never broke his maiden, ended up giving him away, amounted to nothing. Totally, fits the bill right there.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah. All right, Sean, you got any more questions about the Breeders' Cup?
I got a couple more questions. One, talk about your day with the PA Derby, how crazy that was. And I know you went to Meadowlands that night. Do you end up staying there and then flying back?
I stayed Meadowlands. Yeah, I stayed that night and then flew back in the morning. Meadowlands, the turf course is kind of cool. The turns are tight, and the grass is really nice. I liked it a lot. But it's kind of weird to be in the standardbred barn, and then there's no girls' room, so it was just a bathroom. But it's fine. And then park is always, everyone's pretty friendly there, and Although I haven't had much luck. Like Lightning Larry hit his foot again out of the gate. When I rode Doc Amster, he's, out broke the gate and like spread. And so he kind of didn't have a good break either. I don't know if it's the ground is really like loose there at the track. Yeah, but I haven't had much luck. Only the one horse I won on, which was I won there the first time I was there with
Yeah, that was like 2 months ago too, right?
Yeah, I got lucky just one, but ran good. Yeah, it's okay going there. It's I just wish those 2 hours had more luck that day.
I know you did a workout at Gulfstream too, correct? Like, what time did you get up in the morning, and what time did you go to bed?
Right. So I got up at 4:30 that morning. I worked a horse at 6, and then got on a plane around 9:30, and then flew there, rode that night, and then flew back at 3 in the morning to come back here to ride on Sunday here. So I was tired, yeah, on Monday.
How hard is it on that Sunday when you're riding? Do you feel like?
That's when I watch my Kobe Bryant YouTube. Like, you gotta push through being tired. You can't be a wimp. You don't be lazy. Have a cup of coffee and really dig deep. You can rest later, but you have to give every single horse everything you got. And even like, I'll rest for 10 minutes, close my eyes, and get back up and have the energy to ride. And it's my job. You gotta push. You gotta push yourself.
And another thing I wanted to ask, because I don't think we've ever touched on this with you, but you brought up about like by candy riding and stuff. How much do you factor in the breeding when you're running horses, or is it?
A ton. I write down, so I have a notability, and I have each horse, what distance, what surface, trainer, owner, breeding, and candy rides. I've always known them to be a little cuckoo. But what I like about candy rides is they can run on almost every surface: turf, dirt, and tapeta. So if you're, later on when I'm done racing, I do want to buy and sell horses. So I'll keep all these notes of all that I like. Like, I love Uncaptured. I love Uncle Mo. I love Tappet. They're, also more nervous horse and usually on the skinnier side, but all of them can run. And I haven't seen many that haven't been able to. So I would always want to, keep those ones that I love in the bloodlines that I would like to buy for people, and just keep learning about more that are not so popular, and if they do well. So yeah, I really pay attention.
Do you have it every now? I'm sure you have it every now and then, but does it happen more than not, or not, to where a horse just doesn't fit its family? Like, you see the breeding, and this horse should do this, and it's completely different, or do they usually fit the bills, so to speak?
No, you'll get some horses that just don't really.
The black sheep of the family.
Horses that they don't work out, or ones that I've never heard the breeding, or that they're just too big or too small. Too big is no good. Too small is no good. Unless you're a filly on the turf, you can be small, but too big is like, forget it. Slow. Isn't that crazy that they're too big and they're slow? Like, the horse is too big. I'm like, oh no. I need a ladder to get on it. Forget it.
Should be pulling a wagon instead of running around a track.
It's really crazy how you would think like a bigger horse would be faster, but not really.
And we've got some more love here. Chantel is my favorite guest. So forthcoming and honest. Really a great jockey. True on all counts. Agreed.
Thank you.
And then my last question on that is, what's your goal as far as transitioning from riding to something outside of being a jockey?
Gosh, there's so many things that, like, I really just love being a jockey, but if I do have to transition one day, then definitely I want to do the bloodstock, buying, selling, keeping with close to, with trainers. And then I also, I do love like what you guys do, commentating, podcast. I'd love to do something right now, like on our off days or even this winter. I'd love to work for the track and do some commentating, handicapping. I think they're nervous because I think maybe they're afraid I would say, oh, I don't like this jockey or I like this. But I'm always going to be positive. I'm not going to like throw anyone under the bus. And that would be fun to do. And also, I love real estate as well.
Awesome.
Very cool.
Well, that's all I got for now. You know, we'll have you on every couple months because
Yeah.
we love you here.
Can't get enough of you. I literally have 1,000 questions, but I won't keep going. I know you're tired. You're preparing for the Breeders' Cup, so we can stop there. But thank you so much again for coming on the show. As I said, it's always a huge boost for our little page where we're working our butts off, just trying to do something here. So
Good for you guys.
we really, really appreciate that.
Anytime. Love you guys. Thank you.
Awesome.
Thanks, Chantel, and thanks for how nice you were at Parks as well.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you to all the fans. Please don't forget to like and subscribe so we can keep getting on amazing guests like our world-class jockey tonight, Chantel Sutherland. It's horse race, the number 2 day. And here's another comment real quickly here. Thanks for another great interview. Yes, we appreciate all of that. And everyone.
Yeah, Sean and also Jamie, if you want on Super Chow Saturday, if you want to do a quick interview, and then also
awesome.
Tell you how it's going and give you show you what the room looks like. Fans can see what it's like at the Breeders' Cup inside the jockey room.
Oh wow,
That'd be
that
perfect.
would be incredible. Okay. Thank you so much. Appreciate that.
We'll talk about that, and whatever time works for you, we will make that work.
Yes,
okay,
whatever.
Cool.
Definitely. Awesome. Well, as you can see, guys, stay tuned. You never know what's going to pop up. So that takes us wire to wire tonight on Horse Center. Like, subscribe, follow. And we know that we will be seeing Chantel very soon in the
Winner Circle.
Yes. Have a good night, everyone.